An important stock story today before we move on. It's Salesforce. Obviously having a rough day on the back of the earnings news of the co-CEO, Brett Taylor, departing. Jim Lebenthal joins us on the phone. So, Jimmy, let's get into this because, you said you were tempted to buy more heading into the number, which you did not, thankfully for you. But yeah. What now? Are you tempted to sell out of the number?
No. My problem with this stock is it's a great company. I mean, we use it at my company. Many people use the product, and it's fabulous. The problem has always been the price for the shares. I've only had a toe-hold position, Scott. An average position for me is between 4 and 5%. This is 1.5%. So I've been looking for places to own more of it. Now the multiples come down. Now the multiple going forward is 25. That could go up a little bit as earnings revisions come down. But, central to the topic that you and everybody have been talking about is this question of why did the guidance come in lighter than expectations? Well, look, everybody's bracing for this recession that may or may not hit in the first half of the year. My position on it, but even if I'm wrong and the recession does hit, it's likely to be mild. Now I can look at Salesforce and say, okay, what's the second half of next year look like? It probably looks pretty good when the Fed's done with what it has to do. So I'm not buying today, Scott, because down as much as it is today is seldom a good spot to buy. But I am now looking to buy more of this.
And you would do so when? I mean, if a 10% decline isn't good enough for you, what is?
Yeah, I just wait for it to start go higher again. It's that simple, really. Look at CrowdStrike the other day, which, by the way, was a little bit of a tell, right, about what enterprise spending was doing. Down big yesterday, starts to climb back a little bit today. Could be tomorrow, Scott. Could be Monday.
CrowdStrike was down like 20%, Jim. You're going to say a 2% move higher on a, in this kind of tape is something to really believe in?
No, but Scott, I think you understand the context of what I'm saying. I'm looking for an entry point. Down 10% could be a good buy day. But, my experience shows that you wait for it to bottom. You wait for it to start to go up again. I'm not getting positive or negative on CrowdStrike. I think you know that. Salesforce is the name that I'm interested in here. I just need for it to stop going down for me to add to it. It's that simple.
Yeah. Josh Brown, you have a take on this? Just the general idea of, a stock like that's gotten hammered pretty good. Jim's been in it. It's a hard position to be in when you're watching one of the stocks you like, a la CrowdStrike for you. You decided to buy more on that decline.
Yeah. But I think the key to being in that space in the coming year is don't own your seventh best idea because it's going to be a tough space. I think, enterprise spend is really going to plague the NASDAQ and growth stocks in general in this sector for the next few quarters. You just look at the layoffs in tech and what that's like. We've had 80,000 job cuts or more in tech, which is the Challenger survey. That's the highest that since they've been keeping track of that. So I think that is really indicative of an environment where, yes, industrials look great, transports, all these sectors, they're not showing any kind of sign that they're experiencing recession right now, but tech is. And the prices and the multiples and the CEO commentary. So I'm not crazy about rushing into this sector just because the stocks are down. CrowdStrike for me is more of a long-term thing. I don't expect to get any performance from it anytime soon. The problem is I don't know when that will start again. I do know I want to be in that name. So it's a little bit of a nuanced take. Salesforce, I think Jim nails it. It's an amazing company. It's incredible. Very few people can afford to cancel their contract. But the environment is just not great for companies that need corporations to commit to 1,000 desks. 5,000 seats for this product, for that product. There's just no urgency for that kind of spending right now.
See,